Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful to see everybody here again this year. Before we get started, can I ask you please to put your hands together for the President of UCD, Professor Andrew J. Deeks, the Dean of the UCD Business School, Professor Kieran Murray, and the Chairman of the Smurfit School, Mr. Niall Fitzgerald. And also to welcome our award winners and special guests this evening, the UCD Smurfit School Alumna of the Year, Julie O'Neill, the UCD Quinn School Alumnus of the Year, Kieran Murray, the UCD Smurfit School Student of the Year, Gautam Morti, and the UCD Quinn School Student of the Year, Nita Killian. This year marks 25 years of the school's Alumni Awards. And tonight we're celebrating some of our very best alumni. We're celebrating people who have achieved great things and who are great examples to the student body as to what can be achieved. Tonight is a celebration of UCD. It's a celebration of the business school and of our alumni. It's a celebration of all of you, because you are the people who really shape society. You are some of the highest achieving members of our society. The calibre of our Alumni Award winners and our students that we are honouring tonight is hugely impressive. The Smurfit School is a school that has built an international reputation from Ireland and for Ireland. And I think you'll agree our honorees this evening have done the same. Our mission is to contribute to the flourishing of Dublin, Ireland, Europe and the world through the excellence and impact of our research, scholarship and innovation, and through the quality of our graduates and through our global engagement. We want to provide our students with an educational experience that not just follows best practice, but defines best practice. We also want to consolidate and strengthen our disciplines. We want to conduct strong interdisciplinary research in education in important areas of national and global need. And the part that the Smurfit School is currently playing in this interdisciplinary work is really important. We're building our engagement locally, nationally, and internationally because that's how we're developing impact in all of our activities. This is why it is so important for Ireland to recruit students internationally. Having international students in our classes allows our students to have a real international education and to prepare them for their place in today's global society. Attracting the best students is central to our vision to become a top 50 ranked international business school. Every year, the school is able to offer approximately 100 scholarships to the most deserving and talented students. Securing additional scholarship support continues to be one of our top priorities, and we're deeply grateful to our donors. With your generosity, we can continue to attract and support the best students. And tonight, thanks to your generosity and to the support, your support of this year's Alumni Awards, we've raised €200,000 for the Business School Scholarship Fund. It's a great way to celebrate 25 years of the Alumni Awards. So thank you. We're going to play a short video, which is going to be introduced by Aidan Heavey of Tulla Oil. Tulla Oil, as you know, are our platinum sponsor and have been supporting this event every year for the past 5 years. To Joe Mongan, to Juliette Overend, and to all the team at Tulla Oil, we really appreciate your support. It's been a pleasure working with you over the last 5 years. So thank you very much. So now let's hear from the students themselves just how life-changing the scholarships you have funded for them are.
Tulla Oil is delighted to be the platinum sponsor of the UCD Alumni Awards for the 5th year running. As an alumnus of the business school, it is wonderful to be able to celebrate the achievements of fellow alumni this evening. The proceeds of the fundraising dinner tonight is to provide merit and need scholarships. These scholarships will be used to attract exceptional students from the emerging markets from around the world. This is something that Tullow feels passionately about and is very proud to support. I would like to congratulate both alumni recipients, Julia O'Neill and Kieran Murray. Both are well established in their careers and a proven track record in their respective industries. Their skill and leadership, proven on a global scale, is inspirational. I would also like to congratulate the Student Award winners, Gautam Morti and Nita Killian. To become an honoree at such an early stage is a great indicator of future success.
Scholarships play a vital role in ensuring that the opportunity is given to people with vision, ability and ambition, who are looking to shape the future, drive results and promote real change in the world in which we live.
It is special being a Smurfit graduate, not only because it is such a highly recognised graduate business school, but also because it is small. You can gather a unique network of people from all over the world and a wide variety of insights that you continually learn from. I'm starting as a consultant with PwC in the summer, so obviously I'm excited about that and really looking forward to beginning my career. I'm Lisa O'Brien and I'm an Aspire Scholarship student.
I've also been offered a summer internship and graduate position in PwC. This is an amazing opportunity as I couldn't think of a better company to start my career in. Hi, my name is David Hartigan and I'm an Aspire Scholarship student.
The Smurfit Graduate Business School provides pathways that allow students gain the skills, know-how and confidence needed to achieve their full potential.
It means giving me wings to fly and fulfill all my dreams. I'm from a part of India called Kashmir where there are a lot of inhibitions in sending a girl child abroad, and I'm the first girl in the family to take up a master's course abroad. I had an offer letter from one of the very recognized university in Canada, but because I got a scholarship from UCD Smurfit, so when I had to choose, it's better that I use Smurfit Business School over any other universities in the world.
Smurfit has global recognition. I currently live and work in Tampa, Florida with City. And in my role, I'm very fortunate. I deal a lot with the public and the community, and I also have a lot of government relations over here in Tampa. And everyone understands Ireland, and a lot of people will understand Smurfit, and particularly the UCD brand. It is carried internationally, and that's something that I wasn't as aware of as a student, but now as an alumni and a graduate of Smurfit College, it's very evident to me the power of Smurfit.
I came from a background of humanities, and I knew that I definitely wanted to work in a kind of an international environment and work in one of the big companies of the world. So for me to get the practical experience, to get the business experience, that was really where project management came into it, and for me Smurfit was the best choice for that. Where I work now, it's global, it's international, it's diverse. Having the Aspire Scholarship, it gave me that opportunity to go to Smurfit and then from there on to go on to work for Microsoft.
I chose the MBA because at the time I was running an NGO that I had started called Women for Election, and I wanted to run it more effectively, more efficiently, and bring some kind of business knowledge to my work in the not-for-profit sector. If I hadn't won the Aspire Scholarship in 2012, I quite simply wouldn't have been in a financial position to do the MBA, and the difference the MBA has made to me has been enormous, both in terms of my job at the time with Women for Election, which has grown from strength to strength, and my new role as Chief Executive of DrinkAware. I got so much from the MBA, academically and personally, and none of it would have been possible without Aspire.
I'd like to ask our chairman of the Smurfit School, Niall Fitzgerald, to come up and deliver the opening address.
Thank you. I have a number of very pleasurable duties tonight. The first is to welcome you all to this glittering occasion. If this event was being held in London, it would be called the peak of the spring season. This is what you are. You're the peak of the spring season. I'd also like to thank very sincerely and deeply all of our sponsors. Without you, this couldn't happen. Without you, the sort of result that Tara just announced would simply be a dream. And we're hugely grateful for your past support, your current support, and most undoubtedly your future support. So thank you very much for being with us. The third pleasurable duty is to acknowledge and recognize, and ask you to acknowledge and recognize, the awesome organizational and persuasive talents of Tara Collins. Tara? I think it was Samuel Johnson who said that the Irish are a fair people. They never speak well of one another. And tonight is a glorious exception to that, because we are going to be praising 4 remarkable honorees, each a very, very special talent, and you'll hear much about them in the course of the evening. But my personal congratulations to all 4. This is a special evening for you, but it's also a very special evening for the College of Business. I have another, apart from the pleasure of being involved in the College of Business Advisory Board, I have another very deep Irish engagement, which is I'm involved with the Munster Rugby Club. Now, I know in this audience that's quite a dangerous thing to mention. Not only is it probably filled with Leinster fanatics, but the Dean of the school happens to be a Connacht fanatic. And thank you again, Dean, for what you did to us last Saturday. That was greatly appreciated. But I was, because of that, reflecting on how the world of both academia and sport has changed in the last 20, 30, 40 years. There was a great Irish flanker in the late 1920s, early 30s called Jamie Clinch, who subsequently became a very well-known and a very effective physician. But in those days, Jamie was interested only in playing rugby. So he failed pre-med in another college 11 times. Those were the days when you could do that. And as his rugby career was coming to a close, he decided that he better get a little bit serious, so he decided he should pass pre-med. And he was going through his practical exam, and the examiner put in front of him a box filled with bones. And he said, "Please, Clinch," he said, "identify what's in the box." And he looked in and he said, "Bones, sir." He said, "Clinch, I know they're bones. I need to know which bones and what bones." And he said, "Well, I wouldn't know, sir." He says, "I'm only here for a pass. I just want to get through." So it's changed a bit since then, and the UCD Business School has changed a bit since then, of course. And the UCD Business School, as you know, embraces the Quinn School and the Smurfit School and the Executive Development Programme and the overseas campuses. And I'm glad to say, under Kieran's leadership, they are in rude health. We have a very ambitious strategy which we're now pursuing called 2020 and Beyond, which is going to make the school more international, have deeper partnerships with business, and the Smurfit School will, and I don't say may or plans or targets, will become a world top 50 business school. We're confident of that. It is a remarkable Irish success story. The focus on this strategy is to make it a remarkable international success story. I want to touch for a moment on Europe. And first of all, a very positive thing about Europe. We all know how Europeans support each other. The other day I came across a story and a true account of 3 Europeans who were living at the time in Saudi Arabia, and they committed a crime. They drank some alcohol and they were discovered. And the penalty is 60 lashes, and then you're deported. And the 3 people in question were an Englishman, a Dutchman, and an Irishman. So the only concession that the authorities make is that when you get your 60 lashes, you're allowed to nominate something you'll have on your back. So the Englishman who was first up asked for a very large, thick carpet. And after the first 10 lashes, it was completely shredded. And then his skin was shredded. And then he collapsed, and he was bleeding, and it was a horrible sight. And they dragged him from there after the 60 lashes and put him in a car and sent him to the airport to be deported. The second one up was the Dutchman. I don't know you who know Dutch people. I know them very well. I'm married to a Dutch person. The men are big and strapping and strong and make no concessions or compromises with it. So they said, what would you like to have on your back? And he says, nothing. So they lashed him and they lashed him and they lashed him and his skin flayed, but he didn't move. Not a squeal, nothing. And he was standing upright after the 60th lash. And then they said, we'll get a car to take you to the airport. He said, I'll walk. And he walked out the door. And then there was the Irishman. And he stood there, a little scared. And they said, what would you like to have on your back? And he said, well, Jesus, he said, I think I'll have the Dutchman. So this is Europe at its best, supporting each other. However, I do have a serious message. On the 23rd of June, a fateful decision will be taken in the United Kingdom. It will have profound consequences for many generations of British citizens, Irish citizens, and European citizens. There is, in my view, no rational case whatsoever for the United Kingdom leaving the European Union. That said, there is in some quarters, particularly in England as distinct from the rest of the islands, a visceral dislike and distrust of the European Union and things European, indeed things foreign, which could lead possibly to the wrong result. There is also a possibility the whole debate gets mixed up with a debate around migration and what impact that has on the UK and indeed many other countries. They're not dependent upon each other. They're completely separate issues. So my plea here this evening, and you may say, well, why is he talking to us about this, is that you need to think about getting involved. Why do you need to think about getting involved? Because there are many, many hundreds of thousands of Irish citizens living in the UK, like me, who have a vote. There are many, many thousands of British friends of yours living in this country who have a vote. We particularly need to get to young people because it's their future which has been decided. And what I'd like to leave you with a thought is please, please, please do not let it be said in some future years that you stood by uninvolved when an irreversible decision was taken which left the United Kingdom isolated and weakened, the Irish economy deeply damaged, and the EU on the road to disintegration. This concerns everybody in this room. Seems to me that's a good introduction to the President of UCD, Andrew Deeks.
Thanks, Niall. Not quite sure how I'm going to follow that. Awardees, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you're all very welcome to the annual UCD Business Alumni Awards. This is a great celebration of the achievements of some of our most successful alumni and most successful students. UCD is dedicated to facilitating the success of each and every student who spends part of their life studying with us. We do this in a variety of ways. As a world-class, research-intensive university, we ensure that our academics are research active, making original contributions to knowledge in their fields of expertise, and bringing our students on a journey of discovery which involves them personally in research. We provide a wide variety of sporting and social clubs and societies through which our students can broaden their interests, develop leadership and team-working skills. We are building a diverse, multicultural student community through which our students can develop their intercultural understanding and competence, preparing them to take their place in today's and tomorrow's global society. Our strategy for 2020 sees us building on these strong foundations to be known around the world as Ireland's global university. The strategy saw the creation of the College of Business last September, together with some restructuring and consolidation of other academic units. These changes are now well embedded and are facilitating the delivery of the strategy. The first phase of our UCD Global Network has been rolled out, and we now have UCD Global Centres in the US, in China, India, and in Southeast Asia, increasing our global engagement. We've seen a significant increase in applications from students in each of these regions this year. We also endeavour to provide world-class facilities to enable all these activities and to provide a student experience which defines international best practice. In support of this goal, we have developed an ambitious new estate strategy which envisages a total investment of some €600 million in the campus over the next 12 years. Significant components of this plan will be underpinned by a major fundraising campaign. However, our ambition to be solidly in the top 100 of world universities is threatened by the funding crisis facing Irish universities. Although the expert group on sustainable funding of higher education, chaired by Peter Cassells, has recognised this significant funding gap, the current political situation means that action on the back of the report of this group is likely to be some way in the future. Without a significant increase in the amount of funding we get per Irish student, we will not be able to address our student-staff ratios. These are significantly out of line with OECD competitors and are hurting the student experience, the research productivity, and the rankings of Irish universities in general. I encourage all of you to lobby anyone who is likely to be involved in the next government, assuming that there is one at some stage, about the importance of addressing the funding of our universities. Anyway, enough of the political messages. Tonight, of course, is a celebration of achievement. And I thank everyone who has been involved in making tonight happen, and especially, of course, Tara Collins. Please join me in a round of applause for all those who have been involved in making this happen. Thank you.
Mini Mahagov Tom Fodcho even up Skadi and Okard Tautak show doing Hain agus Steve Hain freshen. Mini Mahagos Agav us up for Takiat. You're all very welcome this evening. I have to tell you that one of Tara's KPIs, or in fact her only KPI here this evening, is how long you stay. She'll come in on Monday morning and say it's fantastic, they were here till 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not going to speak for very long, certainly not for that long. And that in a way is a signal of what we value, that we hope you're enjoying yourself here. We value the fact that you are here, and we value the fact we hope that you're enjoying yourself. But more generally and more seriously, these kind of occasions for business schools or universities more generally signal what we value as a business school. And this evening I think we have a particular theme around internationalisation, which Tara mentioned earlier. We are a business school that is highly international. We have 5 campuses, 2 in Dublin and 3 overseas, 1 in Sri Lanka, 1 in Hong Kong and 1 in Singapore. And 45% of the students in the Smurfit School are international. 40% or so of our faculty are also international, over 3/4 of them internationally trained or internationally trained. We raise about 16-17 million only in fee revenues as export revenues for Ireland. Between our overseas programmes and the students coming here, direct fee revenues for Ireland about €17 million. We are members of the major university and business school partnerships, GNAM, SEMS, PIM, Prime, all of those international partnerships. And our mothers used to say that you're known by the people you hang out with. We hang out with the best, and we intend to work with the best as we do now and into the future. And I think one of the things we value this evening, as I say, is that internationalisation. And we mentioned earlier that we have ambition to do better. For 17 years, our programmes have been ranked in the top 100 in the world. And we think that's very good, but we want to do better. And our byline today, as you see, is business imagined better together. And very much this evening is part of that, in that this idea of creating a better business school for Ireland and out of Ireland is something we cannot do alone. And we look forward to working with you all in that context and creating an even better business school for Ireland and out of Ireland than we have right now. And we have that ambition, as Niall mentioned, which we intend to succeed. It's not if, when, or will we. We will succeed with your help, and we look forward to working in that context. And one of the important aspects of that is two things. First of all, in the context of university funding more generally, 70% and more of our revenues come from non-exchequer sources. And that's a very important aspect, again, of that not only being creating export revenues for Ireland, but also creating a business school that is self-sufficient and essentially does not need government support. And very often people ask me in a context of our ambition, what is government doing for you? We only want them to facilitate what we do, get out of the way, and we'll achieve what we'll achieve on our own with your help. And the second aspect to that internationalisation is it really creates a very valuable learning experience for our students. And for me, that's a theme of this evening. We'll see our 4 honorees this evening, all in their own way, are as symbolic or exemplars of our business school, in that they are people who are international in Ireland and out of Ireland. And being an international business school with the number of faculties and students that we have, to me is very coherent and very consistent with being Irish. Because if you work in an Irish context, you work with foreign companies here through direct investment or other means, or else you work with an indigenous company which is scaling internationally in order to grow. And again, our honorees tonight are exemplars of that. One, Julie O'Neill, who works in the pharmaceutical sector in an FDI context, and one, Kieran Murray, who works in clinical trials in the pharmaceutical sector, an Irish company which has grown out of Ireland for Ireland. And I think in many ways they're exemplars of our ambition and where we are right now, where we intend to be as a business school. So I'm very pleased to welcome those 4 honorees here this evening. I'll start with Gautam Morti. He tells me earlier on that in India he's really just known as Gautam, and I think that makes him one of our friends already. And Gautam is a great example, a graduate of our MSc in Management Consultancy, a great example of somebody who's an exemplar of our school in that he came to Ireland to study with us, and is one of those students who creates that international atmosphere that is very important to us. We have a video which presents Gautam, and I'm very pleased to be quiet, and we'll watch that video now. Thank you very much. Gautam Morti.
Gautam joined the Masters in Management Consulting, and he really stood out from the very start, both for his academic achievement and for his great personality. Gautam is the kind of student that, as an educator, you just love to have in your class, because Gautam just really loves to learn. He's really bright, he's really curious, and he just takes every opportunity that he can to learn. But yet at the same time, he's very much engaged with other people in the class as well. So it wasn't all about him and his opportunities. He was very inclusive and very engaged with the other people in his class, and then really across the whole Smurfit School. I think a good example of that is when Gautam was one of the lead organisers of the Smurfit School case study, which was extremely successful. It had students from all across different Smurfit programs, and he was a real driver behind that, because again, he's the kind of person who really just looks for opportunities, not just for himself, but for other people. He's very personable, he's very likeable, and we were all just delighted to have him in class with us.
Please welcome Gautam Morti. Thank you very much. MSc Management Consultancy.
Thank you, Dean, for the lovely introduction, and thank you, Kathy, for saying such wonderful things for me on the testimonial video. It is with great humility that I accept this award tonight. I would be eternally grateful for all the things that UCD has given me. Hearty congratulations to the other awardees tonight as well, Julie, Nita, and Kieran, for their wonderful achievements. This award, I think, is a culmination of many people's contribution. I would like to sincerely show my gratitude towards my lecturers, classmates, and friends, both in UCD and NEOMA, to my case competition organizing team, Tara, Toby, and Philippe. Without them, the case competition would not have achieved the kind of success that it did. Last but not the least, to my parents, who'll probably watch this on YouTube. Just want them to know that none of this would have been possible without them. Well, I believe that with a great award comes greater responsibility. As I aspire to become a future business leader and as my sphere of influence widens, this medal would be a gentle reminder that odds are just numbers, to never settle, and to always try and make a difference in both business and society. Thank you all so very much for the award, and enjoy the rest of the night.
And in keeping with that international theme, our second awardee is a graduate of the BCom International with Chinese, Nita Killian. Nita is one of those students who is Irish but went out of Ireland to study Chinese and is a graduate of the BCom International, as I say, with Chinese in 2015. Again, we have a video which presents Nita Killian. Thank you very much.
So Nita is a great example of one of our Bachelor of Commerce International students. She demonstrated consistent high academic performance right throughout the programme. So from when she came in stage 1, that's in first year, she had high academic grades. And on the Bachelor of Commerce International programme, which includes business and language, she demonstrated high ability to achieve in both of those areas.
I was very impressed by her, even from the first day of her class, because she was always the first place student with the highest score in all Chinese language module. And last year, 2015, she won the International Chinese Language Competition. And afterward, she represented all Irish college students at the international competition in Beijing. And this time, she didn't just impress all the Chinese teachers, she impressed the billions of audience through the Chinese TV program. And you know that the funny thing is, in China, the Chinese media even have a nickname for her. They call her the Irish Audrey Hepburn. And Chinese people think that Audrey represents of the beautiful woman who's talented and also very kind. So Nita apparently have all the qualities like Audrey. And she's good in Chinese language, and also herself is an excellent pianist. So she impressed everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Nita Killian. Thank you very much.
I feel so honoured to be the recipient of this Quinn School of Business Student of the Year Award and to spend this evening amongst such esteemed colleagues. It is a truly surreal feeling being here tonight. My journey in Commerce International started 4 years ago. Academically, from day one, I felt inspired to achieve. I found the classes fascinating and the lecturers' dedication contagious. But this exemplary education is only part of the UCD experience. I have made such special friends and found a new passion in the form of Chinese language. As part of the degree, we spent a study year together in China, and honestly, it was the most formative year of my life. I can't thank UCD enough for this holistic educational experience. I would firstly like to express my sincerest gratitude to the President, Andrew Deeks, the Dean of the UCD Business School, Professor Kieran Murray, and the UCD Business Alumni for this incredible honour. Mum and Dad, I want to thank you for all your wisdom and help every single step of the way. Deirdre Linehan O'Brien in the Programme Office, I want to thank you for your support over the 4 years. To my lecturers, thank you for all the questions you answered for me and for your infectious passion. To my Chinese language lecturers, thank you for adding an extra dimension to my life and introducing me to your beautiful language and culture. 我衷心感谢你们，跟你们学习汉语真是太好玩了。Finally, to all my fellow classmates, thank you for all the good times. And remember, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Thank you.
One of the things we find every year is that not only do our best students have great academic achievement behind them, but also have such talent across the range. So business, language, music, I think it's a fantastic achievement and a great place to work in a university because of the reinvigoration every year we get from our students, faith in the future. And I think both of our awardees today, this evening, are part of that reinvigoration of faith in the future. We also have faith in the present and the future with our next two awardees, also exemplars of internationalisation. Because our first exemplar, Julie O'Neill from the MBA of 1996, Executive Vice President of Global Operations for Alexion Pharmaceuticals, is leading an organisation in Ireland, out of Ireland, that is international to its core, and an example of the strength of the foreign direct investment in Ireland that is exemplified by companies such as Alexion, also exemplar of the strength of the pharmaceutical sector in Ireland that both of our awardees are here today. So I'm very pleased to present again a video which will give a testimonial to Julie O'Neill. Thank you very much.
Julie O'Neill, mentor, innovator and global leader, is the 2016 UCD Smurfit School Alumna of the Year.
Julie is a strong leader that is able to see opportunity where everybody else sees challenges and failure.
She's somebody who's direct, who's very engaged, who gets the job done, but also has a really nice touch about it.
She inspires others with her values. She is single-minded, she's focused, she enjoys the cut and thrust of business, and she is extremely engaging.
In 1995, to complement her Bachelor of Science degree, Julie undertook an MBA in UCD Smurfit Business School.
She embodies all that's great about the Smurfit Business School. She's got that great business acumen, but she's got a global view as well. And I think that's testament to her training in Smurfit, but also to her own personality.
Shortly after completing the MBA, she joined Nexstar Pharmaceuticals as their general manager. Gilead Sciences acquired Nexstar in 1999. And over the next decade, Julie worked in Gilead, bringing its worldwide expansion plans to fruition.
Julie has made a huge contribution to business development in Ireland, whether that is through her previous role in Gilead or her current role as Executive Vice President of Alexion.
Julie joined Alexion in 2013, at a time when they were looking to grow their business significantly.
Very dedicated, highly energetic, and whether that's at the boardroom level or at an all-staff meeting level.
We came in full speed on day one. There was no warm-up, there was no, easing her way in. It was straight into the job.
Able to see the big picture and move from one area to another in enough detail that you can really make a difference, and that's very rare. You don't see that in a lot of people.
She has transformed operations to be a competitor on a global level. So she's made a huge difference there in a very short period of time.
She is responsible for our quality, manufacturing, distribution, and supply chain function, which enables us to serve patients in 50 countries around the world.
She has such a detailed knowledge of all the components that make up the pharmaceutical sector. She's worked in quality, manufacturing, supply chain, logistics, She has a great grasp of all of them and she has boundless energy. She's able to pull it all together.
Julie is a great example of Irish leaders in a multinational environment really putting Ireland on a global stage as a place where world-class projects, research and development can take place.
Since then, she has been instrumental in expanding and improving Alexion's manufacturing and supply chain operations in the US, Europe and Asia, and improving quality operations across the whole company.
Julie, in her role as Head of Global Operations, has really led the strategy to support the global expansion of our business and to drive the future growth of Alexion from being a small biotech to being a global player.
Julie leads an incredibly complex global manufacturing organization. That team manufactures drugs for patients that are absolutely transformative. These patients have no other hope.
And Julie really impressed us with her vision for Ireland and her ambition for our country, and that our country would really be famous as a place where foreign direct investment at the very leading edge can find a very welcome home, but most importantly, that great talent is to be found here.
From an IDA perspective, Julie has always been extremely generous with her time in speaking to potential investors into Ireland in that sector. She's always shared her own experiences.
She oversaw the announcement by Alexion of a €450 million investment into a greenfield site in Blanchardstown, which, finally completed, will be Alexion's only manufacturing site outside of the US and will employ about 200 people, bringing the company's total Irish workforce to around 500 people.
She clearly understands where the business is right now and where she wants it to go in the future, so she has a very strong vision and she articulates that very well.
She's made a huge difference on pharmaceutical and biotechnology industry in Ireland.
Over the years, Julie has built a reputation for giving her time freely and has served on numerous boards and committees.
At our first Global Leaders Summit in Boston last year, and we had 100 of our leaders from around the world gathered in a ballroom, and Julie was on stage presenting, and she actually got our general counsel as well to don an Irish hat and proceed to do an Irish step dance. And believe me, she's a much better dancer than our general counsel, but she had 100 people doing the Irish step dance around a leadership meeting. It was remarkable. Only Julie could pull that off.
Congratulations, Julie.
Congratulations, Julie.
Julie, congratulations.
Congratulations, Julie. Very well deserved.
Julie, fantastic achievement. It's well deserved and I wish you the very best.
Congratulations, Julie.
Congratulations, Julie. So congratulations, Julie, on a very well-deserved award, and I hope you have a great night.
So for her leadership of FDI in Ireland and out of Ireland and for Ireland, welcome Julie O'Neill. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I promise there will be no river dance tonight. But it was a spectacular event, I can tell you. Kieran, thanks to you and to UCD for bestowing this honour on me. I am truly appreciative and humbled to be awarded with the UCD Smurfit Alumna Award for 2016. I would like to also congratulate Gautam and Nita on their awards. I mean, they are truly remarkable. The calibre of these graduates firmly ensures that the future of business and entrepreneurship is in great hands. I would also like to thank Kieran Murray on his award and on his stewardship of ICON, a shining example of business leadership from Ireland with global reach and impact. Throughout my life and my professional career, I've always been supported, encouraged and mentored by my family. I have been extraordinarily privileged to have had a wonderful upbringing, to have been supported at every turn by my parents, Terry and Carmel, who are here tonight. And I cannot thank them and my sisters Caroline and Joanne for the countless times they have encouraged me, acted as my coaches, mentors and sounding boards. I also have to recognise the significant contribution that my husband Joe has had in enabling my career and enabling me to do what I do. Actually, it was Joe who made me do the executive MBA, and who, during our courtship, made sure that I studied, yet still had time for some fun, and boy, we had a lot of fun. And who at every turn and opportunity has supported me to just go for it. He has been ably abetted by our now 3 teenage sons, Owen, Tom and Jack, who aren't here, but have contributed in some small way to tonight. When we were in the taxi on the way here, I had a text from my middle son, Tom, who's more of the worrier. Mom, check your speech. Owen changed all the pages. So thanks to them. Finally, my colleagues previously at Gilead and now at Alexion, and my peers in organisations such as IBEC, the American Chamber and NIBRT. I've been privileged to have worked with some of the brightest and most dedicated people in business. And today I am truly honoured to work with and lead a global team of such dedicated professionals at Alexion. I don't propose to take you back through my education or career, but I'd like to bring you back to a time, to 1995. It seems like yesterday. But remember what it was like back then. There were no iPhones. Or remember those Nokia bricks. They didn't exist. And I bet there's probably 1 or 2 people, if I was to hold a competition, who have those in this room today. Our own Pishak still has one. Laptops, yeah, he does, yeah. Laptops were a rarity. If you had one, it weighed a ton. You needed some sophisticated contraption to connect to enable you to download your emails, and it never worked. And there were paper airline tickets which you booked through a travel agent. Remember those days? Well, during the MBA, we were fortunate to have a lecturer in IT visiting us from Bowling Green University in Ohio. And his topic of interest was the World Wide Web. Assignments included brainstorming businesses that we could operate over the World Wide Web. We thought it hilarious that you could ever order groceries over the World Wide Web, let alone pay for travel and make travel arrangements virtually. 2 years later, I was actually ordering and paying for my groceries on the Tesco website. How the world has moved on. But the point I'm making is even in those days of the nascent internet business model, the UCD Smurfit School of Business brought thought leaders and leading practitioners into the classroom, exposing students to new ideas, new ways of thinking, and opened our eyes to opportunities beyond the traditional business model of the time. The Executive MBA opened my mind to new ideas and a willingness to challenge how to do things, encourage change, strive for excellence and innovation, and to search for answers to what might seem as insurmountable problems. Lessons I constantly aim to apply to everything I do each day. Over my career, I've worked with extraordinary professionals, and none more so than the team at Alexion. Alexion's mission is to transform the lives of men, women, and children suffering from the most devastating of diseases, where generations in families have been lost to undiagnosed, devastating illnesses. And we seek to create a legacy for those families in providing medicines that enable survival and normal life expectancy. We focus on illnesses where so few patients exist that many companies will not research or develop those medicines that could transform lives of seriously ill patients, the forgotten. Those patients are not forgotten by the team at Alexion, all of whom strive every day to solve the complex problems that enable us to try to find answers that we can change the world for a few. It is my privilege to work on behalf of our patients and with the team both here in the US and across the globe. In closing, I would like to thank UCD and all the team at the Smurfit School of Business for awarding me the UCD Smurfit Alumna Award for 2016. Thank you.
Finally, this evening, I'm pleased to present an example of an Indigenous company which has scaled and internationalised out of Ireland. Kieran Murray, CEO of Icon plc, BCom 1982, is our awardee for the UCD Loughlin Quinn School Alumnus of the Year for 2016. Thank you very much.
one of Ireland's most successful CEOs, is the 2016 UCD Quinn School Alumnus of the Year. After graduating with a BCom in 1982, he began his career with PwC, where he qualified as a chartered accountant in 1988.
Well, we met very long time ago. We were both recently qualified chartered accountants. He's got great vision, resilience in terms of delivering on the leadership, and he's also built a phenomenal team out at ICON. Leads from the front, but also gives people an opportunity to have their own say and make their own contribution.
But the challenges of the wider world proved too great to resist.
He's worked in professional services, he's worked in food, he's worked in IT, and he also sees opportunities and seizes opportunities.
I met Kieran about 15 years ago. It was back in the days of the dot-com bubble in Ireland, and we needed a good stand-up finance director. So we went to market, and that's how I met Kieran. And we ended up hiring him. And he came on board and he stayed with us for about 5 years.
With the experience gained with PwC, Kraft Foods, Novell and Codex Systems, Kieran was approached by ICON, who at the time were looking for help in building a more robust financial structure.
You know, he came in, he revolutionised the entire finance organisation within this company in his first 5 years here.
He's extremely unique, and in many ways he's very direct, he's very detailed, he's calm, he's fair, and above all he's a wonderful partner.
Well, I've worked very closely with Kieran since he joined ICON, first as CFO, then CEO. And in his 5 years as Chief Executive, he's done a superb job in terms of building the company and taking it forward.
A guy who has a desire to do right. Somebody who will definitely follow through with his commitment.
I must say he did a fantastic job from taking our share price from $16 up to a high of $84.
ICON, under his leadership, is now a global leader in clinical research and one of Ireland's most successful Indigenous companies. He has led ICON to record levels of revenue and earnings growth. ICON currently employs almost 12,000 people in 40 countries and counts all of the world's leading pharmaceutical, biotechnology and medical device companies amongst its customers.
During his tenure in the executive group, the revenues have increased from 450 million to 1.5 billion, net income from 40 million to 240 million, which is an unbelievable record.
And he has again showed his ability to take it to the next level, which isn't always easy because it was a good company when he took on the role of CEO, but he continued to develop the company as a fantastic global company.
Still, even as ICON expands its operations globally, it remains markedly committed to its Irish roots.
ICON support many of our students who are county players studying in the area of life sciences.
He was honoured by the GPA in 2013 with a Spirit of Ireland Award in recognition of his contribution.
When I think about Kieran, I think about a charismatic leader who's built a global organisation while maintaining an Irish heritage and instilling a culture of innovation and agility.
Cool, calm, data orientated, focused on the people, focused on what we do and on our customers. He really does bring that through in everything he does.
In 2014, Kieran was named a leader in CRO innovation by Pharma Voice 100. Also, through his chairmanship of the Association of Clinical Research Organisations, he has led the way in advocating safe and high-quality research. A Fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in Ireland, he has also been awarded an honorary degree of Doctor of Laws from UCD.
Even with all his successes, he's remained grounded and true to himself.
It was one wonderful night that Kieran and I shared when we went to the White House Christmas party this year. And it's an extraordinary sight to visit the White House, particularly at Christmas when it's just beautifully decorated. We met the President, we met Mrs. Obama, and Kieran was just very down to earth and thankful for the opportunity to do it, and just came across as a regular guy, not somebody who was too worried about showing off or talking about something like that, but just really enjoying the night for what it was.
Kieran, a very heartfelt congratulations on your award. It is truly and absolutely deserved.
Kieran, congratulations. No small feat.
Congratulations, a very well-deserved award, and good on you, mate. Good stuff.
Congratulations, Kieran.
Congratulations, Kieran.
well done. I hope you, Denise and your family really enjoy tonight. You deserve it.
Kieran, this is a great night for you. Well done and well deserved.
On behalf of your whole family, Kieran, we're very proud of you and of all your accomplishments. Well done, congratulations, and we love you.
We welcome Kieran Murray, the UCD Loughlin Quinn School of Business Graduate of the Year for 2016, Alumnus of the Year 2016.
Thank you, Kieran, and everyone at UCD for this wonderful award, and good evening, everyone. It is a tremendous honour to accept this award and to share the podium with such outstanding honorees as Julie and Nita and Gautam, whose many achievements we've all seen here. And it's great to come and have an enjoyable evening. So I'd like to thank Tara and all of the team at UCD for making tonight possible. That was an interesting video. A little bit overwhelming and possibly not quite how I remember things. But it does make me wonder about people, the sort of people that sneak around and speak nicely about you behind your back, you know. I saw many of those guys this week, and they didn't say anything even remotely nice to my face. It looks different in my memory, I have to say, and it doesn't seem that long ago that I headed off to UCD on the cusp of my 17th birthday to begin the life of adventure that is the destiny of the BCom chartered accountant, contrary to popular belief. I remember that first daredevil ride on the top deck of the 46A. We charged through the Elysian fields of Donnybrook until before us, shimmering on the great plain of Belfield, stood the golden domes and gilded columns of the Arts and Commerce block. But that was nothing compared to the treasures which lay within. Theatres L&M, N, and yes, O. But that's where giants strode like modern gods who touched us with the gift of knowledge and then hurled us through the Finisterrae of the Belfield flyover to the milk grounds in the great city beyond. And the adventure continued. It continued over many years in kingdoms near and far, and in the service of legends, Coopers and Lybrand, Kraft, C&C and Green Isle, Novell and DSS Codec, until one day the wizards of Icon reached down and plucked me to come and serve in the Valhalla of clinical research in the distant land of Leopardstown. And as I look back at those times and those many years, there were as many defeats as there were victories. And as I was common to both of those outcomes, I have to conclude that I stand here tonight to receive this award for reasons other than my toil alone. And there are reasons, and there are many reasons. Firstly, I got a great education from the Christian Brothers in Belfast and in Dublin, and then here at UCD, where they taught me not just loads of stuff, but taught me how to keep learning right throughout the journey that's our career and our life. And for that, I will be eternally grateful, and I thank all the folks at UCD and the Quinn Business School very much. Thank you very much, guys. I also had the opportunity to work with many talented colleagues, professional advisors, though I had to pay them for that privilege, and many mentors over the years. And I'm happy to say some of those people that have been so important in my life are here tonight. I look forward to seeing you after this is over. And thank you very much, guys. The other big thing, the other big event I'd point to is the opportunity to play in a world-class team. I mean, look, you always look better when you're playing on a good team, and that's how it works. And Icon is a world-class team where exceptional people work every day to cure disease, to improve patients' lives, and while doing that have grown Icon to be one of the world's top 4 clinical research organizations with 12,000 professionals working in 40 countries around the globe. It's truly an exceptional group of people. I'm privileged to work with them, and I'd like to thank them very much as well. Most importantly, though, I think it's the support and perhaps patience of my family and friends that have sustained me and helped me through these years. To my parents who are here tonight, Brian and Pat, thank you for your unconditional support for, well, all my life, you know. I really do appreciate it, and thank you very much. And last and certainly not least, to my Denise, thank you very much. Your love and your support and your advice, lots of advice, has sustained me and inspired me every day for the last 15 years. So I'd like to say this award belongs to everybody that's contributed to that journey. I thank them very much and very humbly, and I thank you all for having to listen to me, and enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you, folks.
Gurmín Wagah Fad agus Cogard agus le Gautam, Nita, Julie agus Kieran. Congratulations to our awardees. I'll finish up now by just saying that I say to our students when they come in on the first day that when they come to UCD they have a choice to be either a mingler or a minglee. A minglee is somebody who just stands around and waits for things to happen. A mingler is somebody who mixes and gets to know other people and changes the world. And I think our awardees this evening are minglers. And I hope that we do meet Tara's KPI by staying a long time, and that you're also minglers this evening as well. I'll also just say that we are here to serve you as the community here in Ireland, as an international business school and a leading international business school, and we would like to work with you in imagining business better together. We look forward to that, as we do hope you also enjoy this evening. Gurmín Mahagav agus Asul Gwyn Oberlid Nimakasha.